Yeah, welcome to the dojo, baby, man. Have no fear, TyKwonDoe is here, man. Listen, we got an interesting topic to unload today, man. We got this Cam Newton clip where apparently Cam Newton degrades women in hate-filled rant. Now, already by the title of this video, I don't know what this is, TYT Sports page. You see the bias in the title, you see the angle that they're taking and the interpretation that they have based on his message. Now, y'all know with me, I never try to look at anything through a filter of a lens. I try to look at things as they are and dissect it and break it down and get to a level to where we understand all the parts in play. Look at it holistically. And we're going to watch the clip, but I want to give some context. So this is Cam Newton. He was a long-time quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, I think. And yeah, so that's how he's famous. That's how he has money. That's how he has status. He was a starting quarterback, real famous, real big guy, you know, all of the above. And he basically is about to go on this rant on this podcast. Shout out $1 million worth of game, man. Philly in the building. But listen, shout out $1 million worth of game. He went on there in the podcast, and then they were talking about this.
What a woman was, not a bad.
Okay, what's the difference?
He said he had to find out what a woman was and not a bad bitch. That's how this jumps in.
Woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just, you know, girl, I'm a bad, you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part.
Cam Newton's impression of a bad
but I don't act the part.
Cam Newton, the man who certainly tries to look the part every time he's in public, had some hateful comments on a hateful network.
And it's a lot of...
On a hateful network? No, this guy doing this video, I wish I would have found just a raw clip, but this guy doing this video, you could tell where he stands.
Women who are bad, and I say in a way not to degrade a woman, but just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Mm-hmm. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs.
On the show, $1 million worth of game, Cam goes off the deep end.
And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of,
you're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Cam goes off the deep end. What a loose cannon. What a diabolical, destructful platform. Shut your ass up, bruh.
Of like, I'm a boss,
Yeah.
like I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, like, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Ah, yes.
Now, I think here is where, you know, it stops, and this is where, that's not obviously, it's a full podcast, but this is the clip which is sending everyone off the rails and off the charts. And what I will say about it, bro, let's get right into it. I know exactly why a lot of people got offended by this and why a lot of people took it left. That last part kind of sounds like he's putting women in a box. Like, you need to go in the kitchen, put an apron on. Like, obviously, it's not that extent or extreme to what he's saying. But the point, the context matters. Why? Because he's talking about the fact that, oh, you're a bad bitch, you know, versus a woman. So this bad bitch persona or identity or ego or, you know, character that he's forming or creating. And you can hear about his description, what he contributes to a bad bitch. Obviously, a materialistic woman. A woman who has a huge ego, a woman who is all into, like, you know, her lifestyle, looks the part, but doesn't really fulfill the part of what it takes to be a woman to a man. And that's the key. See, bad bitches and that whole bad bitch persona and lifestyle, I would even argue, and here's the point I want to say with this. I'm going to say that for the end of the video, but a woman is what you make her. Now, don't take that to the fullest extent. I'm going to explain and break that down later. But taking it back to the criticism part that people are taking so left, a lot of people don't like to describe or talk about women in this fashion. Oh, you can't cook, you can't clean, you can't do these basic things. But let's be realistic. Especially of a man with, you know, a busy man who works a lot. Obviously, we can cook for ourselves. Obviously, we can clean for ourselves. Obviously, we are self-sustaining, right? And as a woman, you shouldn't even want to fuck with a man who can't take care of himself. The point that goes left is that when these statements are being made, it almost sounds like we are entitled or expect our woman to do these things, but there's a reason behind that. if I'm working, if I'm busy all day, if I'm, putting in overtime, I would love a home cooked meal. I would love a clean house. I would love these complementary things that I may not have them as much free time or spare time to do. That's not saying that my woman has to be in a box and she has to be my maid or my servant, because a lot of the times when people talk about a stay-at-home mom or that kind of mom in that position, they degrade and down talk that position and don't realize the value that's in it. I'll give you an example. That is a full-time job in itself, stay-at-home mom. That is a very necessary role, especially in the children's lives and how their mother is in their life and what she does for the household. But a lot of times, in that dynamic, the father becomes a wallet or an ATM, and the woman becomes a maid or a servant, and she's not as appreciated as she is. How does that tie into what he's saying about a bad bitch and a woman? Because people aren't realizing that, okay, you're pretty. Okay, you have a fat butt, nice body. Okay, you wear, designer things. But sis, how do you compliment a household, right? And this is coming from the context of a man who is the breadwinner, right? The brings back the bag, right? If you are going to be under his household and under his wing and under him as his woman, how do you compliment the fact that I take care of the bag? We good. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You ain't got to stress about nothing and worry about never eating or the roof over your head. I got that. But what do you do under this roof? The interior design, the spick and span of the crib, the feeding of the nourishing of our nutrition and stuff like that. And it all can be reversed. I don't think people notice that it can be reversed. If he was the stay-at-home dad or the man who was under the woman, right, in that dynamic, let's just reverse the roles, it wouldn't be wrong for her to expect that of him. So I think people are taking this to the extreme because they're seeing it as like a double standard. Well, that's sexist. Women aren't just cookers and cleaners and mops and dishes and pots and pans. I think context matters more than him trying to put women in a box and being sexist here. I think it's just saying that as a man in my life, what would compliment me well is a woman who is well-rounded on those levels. Obviously, I eat. Obviously, I clean. Hopefully, I don't know what Cam Newton does. But I'm just saying from my own experience that this is what a lot of people take left because they think, well, so she's good for it? No, it more so says that she compliments him how she does. Now, it can go reverse, it can be backwards, and it can be in different ways. As a man, he may like to cook, so she may wash the dishes. Or he may like to cook and wash the dishes. She may clean out. It's just a trade-off and a balance. It's just about being complimentary. And he also gave himself the cover to say, for me. He didn't say a woman is this. He said, for me, a woman versus a bad bitch. A woman in comparison to a bad bitch. And I think this also comes from a lot of experience of, hey, I'm Cam Newton, I got clout, I got money. I've experienced a lot of women who have been attracted to me for my clout woman, the bad bitches, the blah, blah, blah. And then I get closer to them, and I realize they have nothing going for them outside of their looks. So this is just him saying that, yes, them bad bitches are attractive, but the closer you get to them, the more you get to know them, they are less attractive because they have nothing going for them. They do nothing. And I think that's the woman that he's talking about. He's not saying all women or every woman is this in a box and, she comes out and just cleans and then he plugs her in the wall. And obviously, I can't assume, right? But I know when I speak of these things or if I'm expecting this from my woman, it has nothing to do with what I expect from a woman. If she was a multimillionaire and I needed to cook and clean, serve me up. I'm putting that apron on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I needed to be the chauffeur, I'm driving the Lambo. I'm in the driver's seat. Sit in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, sitting in the passenger seat, But people are taking this so left. And here's the point I want to make about this, of what I said earlier about a woman is what a man makes her. I'll give you this example. 2 men could deal with the same girl and get 2 different women out of her. I'm going to let that sit on y'all because I don't think y'all realize that. 2 men can deal with the same woman and get 2 different women out of her. She'll be a different lady for both of those men on so many different levels. spiritually, mentally, emotionally, sexually. Like, listen, it goes deep. So, because of the type of man you are and the depths that you have or the depths that you don't have, and the honor and the way you carry yourself and the way you handle yourself in life, she may respond accordingly. You're a loser. You're weak-minded. You're a pushover. You can be walked all over. Guess what she's gonna do? Do what anybody would do to you. Walk all over you. Use you. And I don't blame the woman for that. Anytime I see a situation where a woman is a gold digger, guess what? 9 times out of 10, she's benefiting from men who have gold. From men who put these things out there. Suckers. Because that same gold digger may deal with a man who has more money than the last guy, or, obviously a lot of money as well, and never ask him to break his pocket. Never ask him to crack his wallet open. Never sit here and say, oh, I'm going to eat good with him. Because guess what? As humans, as people, we all know who we can and cannot play with. And that's the key here. Is when I say a man makes a woman out of a man makes the woman. Is that you show her how to treat you. You show her how she should respect you. And it's not just with the woman, it's with everybody in your life. And that's why we talk about when things like, the whole dating side, the dating coach side of things of, shit tests. A woman shit tests on a man, or how a woman tests a man. Well, if you test yourself as a man, if your standard and your bar is so high, any test she has for you is like a jab. It's like a pluck. If anything, it's not even a test. It's like writing your name on a test. You already hold yourself to that standard, to where she wants to see if you are really who you say you are and portray. Here's how you would handle it, and here's what you don't do. Because even if she doesn't know what a real man would do, she knows what a man wouldn't do. She knows what a man she would respect and would not do. And that's where a lot of y'all fail those shit tests, because y'all portray yourselves as that man. Same way how he talking about the bad bitch versus a woman. A woman may say the same thing about a man. She may literally go, I had to know the definition between a boss and a leader. Or a guy with clout and money versus a man. She may have the same epiphany and realization, because she may, just like in Cam Newton's perception, conceptualize her looks and her beauty for the quality of the woman. The same way a woman may conceptualize a man's net worth, status, height, appearance with the quality of the man. So y'all need to see how this is not some sort of I don't see this through the lens of just something as sexist. There could be sexist beliefs in here, and I just got braces. That's why I'm like lisping a little bit. But obviously there could be underlying implicit bias and sexist ways of viewing this. But I like to see it deeper. I like to see it that, yes, this could be reversible. Yes, this is just a realization that a person is going through, and their doubts and assumptions when they look at a person, and what they have to see when they get closer to that person. And I just wanted to make this video because as men, and this is a predominant thing that's going on now that I see a lot, we just blame the women. And I'm not even one of those men, but I'm gonna just say I'm gonna take accountability as a group as men, even though I don't do that shit and I'm not like that. I'll just say we blame women. It's so easy to see a man bashing women, blaming women, complaining about women, criticizing women. But at what point do you look yourself in the face and say, is there any way I contributed to her being like that? Maybe I'm the problem if I chose to talk to her and mess with her. Maybe I can sit here and say and take some accountability, because that's one thing a lot of men complain that women don't do is take accountability. And the thing about that is, I'm not going to complain about what she does and doesn't do. I'm going to find somebody that does. Because I don't even see it on just a level of women or this, women or that, women or this, women. You have to realize the character of the person you're dealing with always prevails their gender, identity, age, height, status, or any of that above. The character. What kind of person is this? Which is why I don't even care. She could be the baddest chick in the world. If her character, if she is dishonorable in so many ways that I can't respect or honor in her as a person, I don't want to be with her. I don't give a fuck what she offers. I don't want to be with her. And what women would a lot of times will do to you guys who have money and clout and status is that they'll say, I don't really respect his character. But guess what? I know how to use him. I know how to tell him what he wants to hear. Get up under his wing, finesse this, use this, and have my other guys on the side. Because he's going to eat it up. He's a sucker. I can prove to him who I am through my words, not my actions. And these are the things I talk to y'all about in my videos. These are the things I try to break down in the Patreon. Don't believe what people say. Let their words, let their actions speak louder than their words. Not just in the cliche sense, but just to see, because people, it's like a magician. What does a magician do? A magician will snap his hand over here, next thing into the cards in this sleeve. Why? Because your attention is over here. Their words, how they make you feel, what they make you think. But what are they actually doing? And are you being aware and conscious of this the whole time and intentional about what you're doing in that interaction with that person? And this video could get deeper, and I can go in even deeper. But y'all want to make sure y'all tap into the Patreon, the Twitch, and watch my other YouTube videos to see what the dojo is all about. Baby, dojo to the moon, to Saturn, we leave in the solar system. The limps won't even know we exist. Yes, sir.